Three, two. Hey everyone. Good morning. It's 9 o'clock, or at least 9:30 here in my hometown of Houston. The reason why I'm kind of chiming in on this is because I was I was watching. Not really say watching because I was driving. While taking my granddaughter to school, I listened to YouTube on the way to my granddaughter's school when I go drop her off. Um, I was I caught Glenn's video this morning regarding his wife Julie. Um, she normally is not really part of what he has going on right now, in as far as the YouTube land is concerned. And according to him, he says she wants nothing to do with that. So, um, anyways, he this morning he put out a very emotional message in a sense. Uh, this morning he mentioned that his wife just suffered a stroke. Um, Being a married man myself, that hurt. Um, I almost broke down and cried. Probably thinking, why are you being such a big old sissy boy, or across the pond a ponce? No, it's not that. Um, if you guys probably see in my descriptions, and I even mentioned it in my beginning video, I am a Christian. I'm a true believer of Jesus Christ. Yes, I could be some bit on the extreme side, but I still try to demonstrate that with some bit of grace. And probably many people have probably watched Glenn's videos. Yes, he does go on the attack with Christians, but I know a little bit of his story because he explained it on one of his videos. And sometimes religious organizations or people who claim to be Christians, mainly that are progressive and really come from these denominations that don't know how to live Christianity because they don't read their Bibles. Sometimes they go on the attack with him, which I believe is pathetic. And I'm making that clear right now. Sure, I don't like it when he does that, but you know what? I'm like, whatever. That's not the Christianity I know. That's how I see it. And the reason, when someone is hurting, or when you see something affect somebody, and it's okay to feel compassionate about it as a Christian. Because why? Because he's a fellow human being who was made in the image of God. He's feeling something that no one would want to wish on their worst enemy, because it's very painful. God forbid something happened to my wife. God forbid. Because I would be finding myself in that position where as a Christian, I would have to pray and ask the Lord, like, God, be my strength through all this, because this is too much for me. Now, some people would ask, and this probably would inflame the situation going on with Glenn. Glenn, doesn't maybe may not understand it. There's a lot of friends that who even were Christians that never understood when something like of this sort happened. I remember when my friend Sandra, when one day she was praying for her husband to come to church, and sadly one day he says, "I'm gonna go to church." And the Sunday he made it, on the Sunday he made that promise to go to church, he passed away in his sleep. And that turned that whole household on its head that day. And they could never figure it out. His daughter's like, why? My dad was a good dad. My dad and I went to church, but he was a good dad. He took care of me. Why would God let this happen? Does God actually let things happen? Yeah. Uh, is it kind of a mean spirit way of saying it? No, because sin entered into the world, and because of sin, we got diseases and stuff like that that tends to hurt us. But Jesus himself gives us a perspective in how to see these kinds of tragedies. In the Gospel of John, chapter 9, right in the very beginning, a blind man came up to him, asking for his sight. And Peter, one of the main disciples, said this: "Hey Lord, who messed up? Him or his mother?" And Jesus went like, I rolled his eyes. I'm like, seriously, dude? Jesus said this. I think it was chapter 9, verse 2. He says, "This was not brought by his parents, neither was it brought by himself. But this was brought that the power of God may be revealed." Now, is this meaning that, is this to force Glenn to come to know Jesus when, what happened to his wife? No, it's not at all. Things like this happen all the time to good people. But what we should do as Christians, pray for the man. Pray for him. Like before I left my granddaughter's school, after I dropped her off in her school, I got in my car and I started praying for him. I prayed for God to give him the peace that he's going to need right now. I'm praying for his wife's healing, and I'll probably be doing that probably until we hear otherwise, because that's what a real Christian does. Are we perfect? No, I'm not perfect myself. Sometimes if you've seen some bit of my videos, my early videos, you can see I became risque at times in saying things. But I decided to pray for Glenn. Now you're probably thinking, well, why would a guy who hates Christianity so much, why would you want to pray for a guy like him? Good question. Why don't you ask Job that same question in chapter 1 of the book of Job, when he still offered up offerings and sacrifices for his sons, understanding that he knew they cursed God in their hearts. I want you guys to understand that. And the reason why I got affected by it, not because I'm married, because I learned a lot from Glenn. A lot of the mixing I have learned from him. And my mixing has gotten better throughout the years because of his approach and because of his attitude is to help the folks that need it. Especially at a time where, gosh, it was getting expensive to go to a studio or to want to get things or have other people mix your music where they wouldn't mix it the way you want it. So that's one of the reasons why I pray for him. Will he have a come to Jesus moment one day? Yeah. But me personally, I want him to have that come to Jesus moment when he's good and ready. I want him to have that come to Jesus moment on his own terms. Just to let you know, Glenn, if you do catch this video for some reason, I ain't mad at you, brother. I'm just kind of putting out a side that maybe you've never seen of most Christians. Probably, I know there's some of those attacks that I've seen personally that angered me at times. Like, then why are you honest then? I'm there to learn, sure. I cringe at times, but it's like, whatever. I'm just going to continue to pray for old boy, And just want to let everybody know, do this if you can for me. I know I only got 24 subscribers. Hopefully maybe this will reach out to a lot of people. I hope. I normally don't put out content like this. I know I put out one and pretty much a lot of people's hair went on fire for it. But do me this. I would deeply appreciate this if this was done like this. Go subscribe to his channel if you haven't. I know he's got a lot of followers. He does. Subscribe to his channel. Jump on his playlists to keep his channel relevant, because he has to, right now, get away from video production or content creation to tend to his wife. You need to help old boy out. YouTube has become his life within the past 10 years. And with him, he's making the money. Me, I just do this for the heck of it. If I one day come to the point where I can make money off it, sure. Gosh, I'll just do that. I'll do YouTube all day. But right now, I'm just in between things where I have to make my own money to keep my channel alive. So do me that favor. Help a boy out, you know. Subscribe to his channel. Watch through his playlist. Maybe some of you who maybe want to see what I've learned throughout the years. Get on the playlist of certain channels of mixing, things like that. I plan to revisit some of those playlist things. And even though I'm gonna once in a while just keep, get on my other computer and just keep his channels running, because I'm gonna do my part. I want to show how much I love old boy, and not just in prayer, but also in support. So if y'all can do me that, and again, to all you Christians out there that are that have been hating on him and that have been wishing the worst, be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it yourself. Why? Because remember, when the Lord sends down rain, it rains on the just and the unjust. Let's keep that in mind. And again, Glenn, if you see this video, I want you to let you know, brother, I'm one of the few Christians that got your back, who still prays for you, got nothing but love for you, and will support you in all that you do. And on this one, I prayed for Julie. I'm gonna keep praying for her. I'm gonna have her back, and have your back on this. And like I said, I feel you, and I want you to understand, as one married man to another, I get your pain. Believe me, I get it more than you think. So, brother, you keep going, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the link to his channel, and hopefully we'll help him out. Peace.